Okay, Assalamualaikum and selamat sejahtera. So now let's proceed to subtopic 6.5. So subtopic 6.5 is about alternative mechanism of carbon fixation. So actually for the mechanisms, there are two mechanisms, okay, as the alternative for the carbon fixation. The first one we call as Hess-like or C4 pathway. The other one are crassulation acid metabolism, or in short form ACAM pathway. Okay, so before that, okay, first of all, awak mesti kena faham dulu the concept of the photorespiration. Okay, so as introduction, firstly, if you look at this structure, okay, this diagram will shows the carbon dioxide, okay, that insert, okay, that enter into the leaf cell. Okay, so kalau awak tengok dekat sini, okay, carbon dioxide required for photosynthesis, okay, enter a leaf via stomata. Okay, because of why? Kalau awak tengok carbon dioxide actually it will enter the Kelvin cycle. So bila berlakunya Kelvin cycle, so it will produce glucose, or it will produce firstly glyceraldehyde triphosphate as an output daripada G3P tu, nanti dia akan membentuk glucose. Okay, so stomata are the main avenues of transpiration. So yang ini akan berlaku dalam normal condition lah, maksudnya stomata akan terbuka. Okay, and then carbon dioxide will enter the leaf cell. So this carbon dioxide will enter the Kelvin cycle. So the output of the Kelvin cycle, it will produce sugar. Okay, but what happened in hot and also dry day? So dalam keadaan hari yang panas dan juga kering, so most plant will close their stomata. So stomata will be closed. Okay, kenapa stomata perlu tertutup? So a response that conserve water, or it will prevent excessive transpiration. Maksudnya dia nak prevent excessive water loss. Okay, so what happened? So the concentration in the airspace within the leaf will decrease. Why the concentration of oxygen will increase? Kenapa concentration of oxygen increase? Okay, because oxygen will be released from the light dependent reaction. Okay, so maksudnya kalau awak tengok dekat sini, okay, let's say in the hot and also dry day, okay, so let's say this is the stomata. So stomata will be closed. Okay, inside here is the leaf cell. So what happened? Carbon dioxide cannot enter. Okay, cannot enter the leaf cell via the stomata. So since carbon dioxide cannot enter, so what happened to the concentration of the carbon dioxide in the air space within the leaf? So the concentration of carbon dioxide will be decreased, but the concentration of oxygen will be increased. Okay, why concentration of oxygen increase? Because oxygen will be released from the light dependent reaction. So kalau kita refresh balik melalui proses photolysis of water. Okay, so this will lead to photorespiration. Okay, condition ni yang kita katakan dia boleh membawa kepada photorespiration. Okay, so we look at what is photorespiration. Okay, so when the stomata is partially closed on hot day, so level of oxygen is high, while the level of carbon dioxide is low. Maksudnya, dari segi concentration of the oxygen lebih tinggi daripada concentration of carbon dioxide, okay, within the air space in leaf. So what happened? Okay, oxygen fixed to RUBP. So RUBP is ribulose bisphosphate instead of carbon dioxide, which catalyzed by RUBP carboxylase oxygenase or Rubisco. Okay, so if you look at here, actually kalau kita tengok bila berlakunya Kelvin cycle, okay, so actually carbon dioxide will attach to the ribulose bisphosphate, okay, catalyzed by Rubisco. Okay, tetapi dalam keadaan di mana oksigen lebih tinggi daripada carbon dioxide, so what happen? Okay, oxygen tends to fix to the ribulose bisphosphate instead of carbon dioxide. Okay, and that is process catalyzed by RUBP carboxylase oxygenase or Rubisco. So apa yang akan berlaku? It will form phosphoglycolate, which is phosphoglycolate, it is 2 carbon molecule and also 3 phosphoglycerate. So actually oxygen and also carbon dioxide will compete for the same active site on the Rubisco. Okay, so di sini as a conclusion kita boleh katakan bahawa, okay, affinity of Rubisco towards carbon dioxide is low when the concentration of carbon dioxide is low. Maksudnya bila concentration of carbon dioxide adalah rendah, so maksudnya dari segi affinity ataupun kecenderungan Rubisco, okay, terhadap carbon dioxide pun dia akan jadi rendah. So apa yang akan berlaku? The affinity of Rubisco towards oxygen is higher compared to the carbon dioxide disebabkan oleh concentration of the oxygen ni adalah lebih tinggi daripada carbon dioxide. Okay, so this produce a 5 carbon product. Yang kita katakan tadi. Okay, maksudnya kenapa? Sebab RUBP tu dia adalah molekul yang ada 5 carbon. Okay, so when it is fixed to the oxygen, okay, bila dia attach dengan oxygen, so dia akan hasilkan juga molekul yang ada 5 carbon. Okay, and then what happened to this 5 carbon molecule? It was split into 3 carbon product, okay, which is we call as the 3-phosphoglycerate, and also 2 carbon product which is phosphoglycolate. Okay, so macam ni lah based on the diagram. Okay, so what happened? 3-phosphoglycerate is used to make food through Calvin cycle, whereas phosphoglycolate will exit the chloroplast and broken into carbon dioxide. So this process is called photorespiration because it occurs in light, okay, and it consumes oxygen and produce carbon dioxide, okay, for the respiration. Okay, so photorespiration in C3 plant. So C3 plant actually this one refers to the ordinary plant, normal plant. Okay, so secara ringkas ni apa tu photorespiration? It is a metabolic pathway that consume oxygen. Okay, and it will release carbon dioxide that exit the chloroplast, and also it will consume ATP. So what happened to the photosynthetic output? So it will decrease the photosynthetic output. Okay, so secara ringkasnya bila level of the oxygen is higher, okay, then carbon dioxide concentration. Okay, so what happened? Okay, the affinity of enzyme Rubisco towards carbon dioxide is low. Okay, when concentration of carbon dioxide is low. Okay, so what happened? Okay, Rubisco tends to fix the oxygen towards the ribulose bisphosphate compared to the carbon dioxide because of what? The level of the oxygen or the concentration of oxygen is higher than carbon dioxide. So that's why it will affect the Calvin cycle, which is it will decrease the photosynthetic output. So photosynthetic output in this case is sugar. So sugar yang terhasil mula-mula kalau berlakunya Calvin cycle adalah glyceraldehyde 3 phosphate. So daripada glyceraldehyde 3 phosphate, it will synthesize another sugar. For the example is glucose. Okay, so this is the concept of the photorespiration. So photorespiration ni biasanya dia akan berlaku during hot and also dry condition because of what? Stomata will be closed. Okay, and then what happened to the carbon dioxide? Carbon dioxide cannot enter into the space of the leaf cell. So that's why the concentration of carbon dioxide is lower compared to the concentration of the oxygen. Kenapa concentration of the oxygen is higher? Because it is released from the light dependent reaction. Sebab light dependent reaction tetap akan berlaku disebabkan oleh light dependent reaction, dia cuma memerlukan light sahaja. Alright. Okay. So, 3 methods of carbon dioxide fixation pathway in different plants. Okay, so yang kita dah discuss sebelum ni adalah Calvin cycle in C3 plant. So C3 plant is the ordinary plant. Okay, so awak mesti kena tahu the example of the C3 plant. So the example are rice, wheat and also soybean. Okay, so the another pathway that also it will involve the carbon dioxide fixation. The first one we call as C4 pathway or hash-like pathway in C4 plant. Okay, maksudnya untuk C4 plant ni kita panggil dia punya pathway dia sebagai C4 pathway. Okay, and then usually this plant live in dry and also hot climate. So the example of the C4 plant are sugarcane and also corn. Okay, and also members of the grass family. Okay, the other one pathway, okay, we call as crassulaceous acid metabolism, okay, or CAM pathway in CAM plants. Okay, so actually for CAM pathway it is same with the C4 pathway. Okay. Maksudnya dia berlaku kalau kita tengok dekat sini, okay, same pathway with C4 and at the same place, okay, but at different time. Maksudnya for CAM pathway, okay, dia berlaku pada tempat yang sama cuma masa yang berbeza. So nanti kita akan discuss. So the example of the CAM plants are cactus and also pineapple. Okay, so actually both C4 and also CAM pathway ni sebenarnya ni adalah alternative mechanism for carbon dioxide fixation. Okay, so this one we look at the methods of carbon dioxide fixation pathway in different plants. Okay, so firstly, Calvin cycle in C3 plants or ordinary plant. Okay, so the first product of carbon fixation is 3 carbon compound that we call as 3-phosphoglycerate. So yang ini macam yang kita dah discuss di dalam Calvin cycle. But what is the problem? Okay. Selalunya kalau untuk ordinary plant ataupun C3 plant ni dalam keadaan hot and also dry condition, so dia akan berlakunya photorespiration. Okay, so what is the solution? So mata will close partially. Tapi apa effect dia? Macam kita dah discuss sebelum ni. So less concentration of carbon dioxide. So that's why it will produce less photosynthetic product because of the photorespiration. Okay, so the example of the C3 plants are rice, wheat and also soybean. Okay, so in some species, there are alternate modes of carbon fixation have evolved. Okay, so apa alternative modes yang mana dia boleh minimize photorespiration, okay, and also optimize the Kelvin cycle even in hot and also arid climate. Okay, dia ada dua pathway macam yang saya sebutkan tadi. Okay, the two most photosynthetic adaptation are C4 and also CAM pathway. Disebabkan oleh, kalau kita ambil contoh untuk C4 plant, kebanyakannya tumbuhan tersebut dia akan tinggal pada hot and also dry climate. So that's why apa yang boleh membantu supaya Kelvin cycle tetap berlaku secara normal walaupun tumbuhan tersebut berada pada hot and also dry climate, okay, disebabkan oleh adanya alternative mechanism that helps for the process of the carbon fixation and also it can minimize the photorespiration. Okay, so yang tu nanti kita akan discuss selepas ini. Okay, so means that apa yang awak kena tahu adalah, okay, for this video you have to know the concept of the photorespiration. Okay, so thank you.